Welcome back to Tinx Live, exclusively on Radio Andy, Channel 102. That was, of course, the stunning and beautiful Heidi Montag. We're pulling for Heidi and Spencer. Their content is so good lately. I can't believe she got to number one. Actually, I can, because like that's the power of TikTok. Is like when TikTok gets behind something, it full force, and I absolutely love it. So, poor Heidi and Spencer sadly lost their home in the Malibu fire, but we're pulling for them, and we're proud of Heidi in that number one. All right, let us chat with Allison. Hey, Allison, how are you doing?
Oh my God, good. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
Oh my God, I first just wanted to shout out my friend Emily from Seattle. She literally loves you so much. I can't believe I got on first try.
Shout out Emily.
I also just moved to New York.
Oh, cool.
We love Emily. And I also just moved to New York, so I'm loving it so far. And I actually moved from Seattle.
Oh, cool.
And my question is, loved it. So I have this work friend that I met in Seattle.
Okay.
And it's someone that I'm not super close with, but like we go out and like she's really fun, but I'm not like very like deep with her.
Okay.
We went to the Aero store actually in Vancouver, and as like context, like I planned a lot of it, but she just like complained the entire time, and I didn't really know like what to say. And then I was like, I just like drifted it from you.
What did she complain about?
Oh my God, literally everything. So it was crazy. We like got on the floor, like I got tickets on the floor, and we like get to our seats, and she's like, oh, what row are we in? And I was like, 27. She was like, I thought we were row 6. And I was like, girl, what? Oh my God. And then she complained about like the Airbnb we were at.
Bad vibes. Such bad vibes.
So not great vibes. And so then I was like, I feel like I need to like distance myself a bit.
Yeah.
And because we also work at the same company, I was like talking to my really close friends, and they were like, oh, when we were out, she also like complained to us that you had gotten promoted and like she didn't, and like just all of these bad vibes in the past like few months.
Okay.
So then she told me like a few months ago that her boyfriend, who for context is literally the epitome of like any stereotype of like a horrible man, like a toxic, horrible man, will like comment on the things she's like wearing, like really like wants her to drink a lot, which she like has like problems in the past. Like she'll literally like, he'll peer pressure her into drinking. Like, oh, if you don't take a shot, like I'm going to get like so fucking mad at you. And it's just like so awkward. It's like in front of everyone.
Oh God.
No, he is horrible. And so she drunkenly told me right before the Eras tour that she wants me to be her maid of honor when they eventually like get engaged, I guess. They're about to move in. And I literally didn't know what to say. Like my mouth wide open. And she just like kept commenting. She was like, you have all these really close friends, and like you're that for me. And I was like, I literally can't stand up there and be like, he's like the best guy ever. Like,
also, like,
it's so bad. So I don't know what to do.
So, okay, wait, I'm sorry. So to clarify for me, they are engaged or they're not engaged yet?
They're not engaged. And also for context, we're both 24. So pretty young.
24? Oh my God. Okay. Well,
they're like,
she sounds like, I mean, she sounds like pretty brutal. And listen, here's the thing. She's going to have to ask you sober again when she gets engaged. And at that point, you can say no. And it's completely fine. And you can say, I love you so much. Like, I'll of course come to your wedding if you want to. And you don't have to. But you can say, I just like feel with the move, you know, you can go a couple routes. You can just, you can be honest and you can rip it. And that's something I've been doing lately, is just like being completely honest. And it's kind of scary at first, but then once you get in the mode, it's a little bit easier, and just say, I don't really feel like I should be your maid of honor. We're not that close. And I would feel like a little dishonest if I was your maid of honor. Or you can say, did I lose you? Are you there? I don't think that was on purpose, so I'm just going to finish. Allison, you can say, the move is weird. You know, I'm in New York now, and I just don't feel like I can give everything that I have to that. That's a really good excuse also, because you with a maid of honor, you want really someone who's going to be there for you and help plan stuff. But I wouldn't be her maid of honor. I think that's would feel really uncomfortable, and it will be a big strain on you. Also, guys, doesn't this remind you of that episode I did on Medium Friends? So if you haven't listened to that episode, go back and listen to it. It's an article that I discuss where basically the author is saying that medium friends pose a problem sometimes, because of the imbalance of expectation. So when you have a medium friend, one friend always thinks, oh, we're really close, like you should be my maid of honor. And the other friend is like, actually, this person's like mad annoying. I only care to see them like at work functions. And that's where the disconnect is. So go back and listen to that episode. But all that to say is I don't think you should be her maid of honor, Allison. So yeah. On a happier note, you guys, everybody who listened to the show last week, shout out to Travis because he proposed to his girlfriend and she said yes. And I put up some photos of them on my Instagram story. They are so cute. They are absolutely adorable. And I'm just thrilled for them. And they just look so happy. So happy that our first on-air proposal went well and it's a yes. So that's very happy. Okay, let's speak to Jessie. Hey, Jessie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for calling. What's going on?
Of course. Okay, so I have been a little bit out of the dating game, mending a broken heart for kind of a few years now. I was one of those people that COVID happened. It like made me realize that the person, like we were living together, we were together for 5 years, we were on the marriage train. And I was just like, actually, holy cow, I think I hate this person. So long story short, we broke up. I ended up moving from Chicago, buying a house in Detroit. Okay. Like just literally, I would always say I kind of exploded my life and started over 2 states over.
But I love it here that. In the last. I'm happy for you.
It's the only way, honestly. Beginning of last year, I was really like, I'm about to be 34. Like, I really want to find somebody. Let's start dating.
Okay.
As we've all come to agree collectively in the community, dating right now sucks.
It sucks, yes. It's very challenging.
And I went out with a man. We had a ton of, like, similar interests back in August. And, like, we went to this pizza place. They didn't even serve alcohol. We ended up, like, literally talking all night. And for whatever reason, the next day I was, like, purely friend vibes. Like, he reminds me of my, like, homies from college. Like, okay. We could go out and party all night long, whatever. Told him that, gave him my number, like, let's go to concerts together, like, totally get friend vibes, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, our favorite artist is doing a run in Chicago for New Year's Eve. I end up just thinking of him and randomly texting him, being like, hey, are you here? Knowing that he was going to be there. And we ended up, like, not being able to meet up that night, but, like, basically have been talking ever since, right?
Okay.
So last week we go out. It's been, like, it's just been such constant and amazing conversation that it's almost like freaking me out to the point where we went out last week and like he picked me up at 7. I also never let any man pick me up from my house. I think it's just like a safety thing.
For sure.
For some reason, I was like, he can pick me up. I let him pick me up. We went to like a cute little bowling alley, like literally just talked for like 7 hours straight.
Great.
He dropped me off. We've like literally been in constant conversation since then.
Great.
So we're going out again tonight, and he tells me yesterday, like, he's really enjoying the conversation, but he wants to be, like, open and honest with me that he is a demisexual man, and, he is attracted to me, but, like, just so you know, like, I can't, like, have one-night stands, or, he's like, I'm not going to, like, sleep with you immediately, and it's just kind of, like, freaking me out, like, in a good way, and I don't know, I'm just curious if you have any experience with demisexual people or men in particular, or like, it almost just feels too good to be true that I just need some like realistic take on what the hell's going on here.
Sure. Yeah. So just to say to everybody, in case anybody out there doesn't know, and just to confirm that I'm saying the right and thinking about the right thing, a demisexual person is needing a close emotional relationship before developing sexual feelings or attraction to someone, correct?
Exactly. Like all about building intimacy before you're actually intimate.
I mean, look, I think that's great. I think it's great. It seems like you're already building a really strong emotional connection with this person. Time will tell whether it's a match. I don't know how sexual a person you are, whether you need that to help build a closeness. I think it's just about compatibility, but I mean, I think so. It sounds like so far so good, right? So I would just go into it with an open mind. And if you're enjoying your time and enjoying getting to know him, that's great.
All right, great. Yeah, I feel like that's where I'm at. It's almost just like I keep telling my friends I'm either getting love bombed or like this is literally the man I'm going to marry.
Right.
So I guess we'll see.
No, but don't be so black and white about it, because like I'm like that too, because it's sometimes it's scary when you meet someone and you're like, wow, this is, and then our mind goes to an extreme place and we're like, oh, this is either going to be horrible or the best thing ever. Like, you don't know. That's the thing. Like, listen, you didn't know he was demisexual until yesterday. So it's like this story is unfolding. And what I want you to do is really have like a we'll see mentality. So just be like, we'll see. Like, this is exciting. You're loving spending time with him. You're loving chatting with him. This is great. We'll see.
Yeah, I love that. Okay.
I think it's exciting.
Yeah, don't put all my eggs in the basket, but at the same time, just
exactly.
have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited for you.
Me too. Thanks.
I'm crossing my fingers. Have fun with him tonight or whenever you're next seeing him.
Tonight. I'm excited.
Okay, enjoy. Yeah, there's no better feeling than being excited for a date. Have fun. I love you, okay?
Thanks. I love you too. Bye, girl.
Bye. That's interesting. I've never met have I never met a demisexual? I mean, I'm sure I have, but I just didn't know or whatnot. But I've never dated one. But that's interesting. That's exciting. That's exciting. Okay, let's talk to Anna. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Oh my God, this is insane. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
I'm so glad you got on. What's going on?
So I have been in a relationship for about like a year now, and it has been overall like really amazing. We met, we clicked right away, physically, emotionally, all of that.
Okay.
And about halfway through, we started having, I would say, like issues fighting, where if, let's say, something was brought up and it would cause conflict, it felt like the conflict was not like approached in a healthy way, where we were kind of fighting against each other. It felt like it was me versus him, to the point where like sometimes it would be like we just kind of have to agree to disagree because, we're not able to meet in the middle. I will say, like, I maybe biased way of thinking. I do feel like the things that I was bringing up were not really subjective. It was, I wish I was treated in a certain way. And the pushback was like, he doesn't agree. So we're just going to kind of like,
can you give an example?
Under the rug.
Can you be more specific? Like, what do you mean a different way that you were treated? Like with him?
Like, for example, like he would say something that, hurt my feelings in a fight. Like he would either like say something about like my character, or he would, say like he would, accuse me of acting a certain way that I just felt, was not appropriate given the way that I was acting, or was like not appropriate given that I had like brought my feelings to him in a very open and vulnerable way. And it felt like the response was, well, I was upset that you brought up this feeling that you had. So like, this is just how I'm going to react, like when I'm on the defense or when like, I feel like I've upset you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But babe, I'm shaking my head. This is not sounding good. I'm getting red flag after red flag, but go on.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm just like curious to hear your thoughts on is like, at what point do you feel like conflict is, like the way that we're fighting is a deal breaker versus like, can we work through this? And if so, how?
So I happen to think that fighting well is one of the most important foundational aspects of a healthy relationship. I've done an episode on it before. You have to fight well with your partner. Fighting is a part of life. In a marriage, in a relationship, things come up, you have to work through them. How you resolve conflict as a couple is a key factor for longevity and success. You can't be in a relationship with someone where you feel that they care more about being right than they care about you being happy, right? That's the saying, is like, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? And dating someone who like has to win against their partner, it's never going to work long term. I'm sorry to say it, but I think that's why you're calling. I think you know that deep down. I personally don't like to go to bed angry. When I fight with my boyfriends, I want it to be like, okay, we're having a disagreement, but at the end of the day, I know that they've got me and I know that they care about me more than they care about winning the fight. And I'm putting that in quotes, because it's like, when it's your partner, why do you care so much? Like, again, fighting happens, but it should be like you get your feelings out and you resolve it. And it sounds like there's a lot of conflict, which in the first year, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. B, I don't really like the subject matter of the conflict. You saying, oh, he got upset that you shared that you had your feelings hurt. Well, guess what? if your feelings were hurt, you have to tell your boyfriend. And number 3, the fact that you don't feel like it's a safe space where you can have these disagreements and work through it, it's not good.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it gets to the point where, like, I'll bring up a feeling that I have, like, oh, it upset me when this happened, and the conversation becomes about whether or not I should feel that way.
Yeah, and that's also a really negative trait in a person. Like, if someone tries to tell you that you shouldn't feel the way you feel, this is gonna sound harsh, they don't really care about you, or there's something wrong with them, because at the end of the day, this is your boyfriend, that he's supposed to love you, right? If I say to my friend or my boyfriend or whatever, like, my feelings are hurt, the first response should be, well, your feelings shouldn't be hurt. It should say, okay. They should say, okay, well, I'm really sorry. Let me listen and learn about why you feel that way. I don't think this is a good situation. I don't. All right. And listen, you said, what point can we work through it? If he acknowledges it, if he says, hey, I have some anger issues, or, this, that, and the third, I'd be willing to go to therapy with you so we can work on it. That's a different story, but it doesn't sound like he's doing that.
No, you're right.
So I'm really sorry,
but... Okay, well, I appreciate this. Thank you.
I'm sorry if that wasn't what you wanted to hear, but I really want you to be careful about investing more time in this when I feel that there's just, there's something off about the situation.
Yeah, no, I really need to think this through. You're right.
Yeah. But just remember, while you're doing that, your feelings are valid. If your feelings are hurt, your feelings are hurt. And you deserve to have a person who makes you feel safe when you're saying how you feel. Life is really long, right? And if you are starting from the get where someone is saying, no, your feelings aren't valid, that's going to be a really long, long life.
Okay. Thank you, Tinx. I really appreciate this.
I'm sending lots of love while you work through this, okay? Lots of love. Oh, that call was really heavy. I get the sense that that's actually worse than she's let on as well. Sometimes I get that sense with a call, and I get it. I get the sense that he's a bit meaner than she even let on. And that's not cool, because you need to be able to fight well. Okay, super quick break. We're going to take more callers right after this. I'll be right back.